for a shot at $40,000. And if he wins this match, he is guaranteed at least $16,000. That's a lot of money. So it looks like the map is getting underway.
It certainly is. Map once again is going to be Metropolis.
All right, and the match has begun. This is game 2 between NesTea and Squirtle down at the left-hand position of the map at the 9 o'clock. We have the blue Zerg. That's IM's NesTea. And at the 12 o'clock position, dropping to NesTea earlier today in the upper bracket. Give it up for Squirtle. Now the question is, can he make that comeback victory? He's already got 1 game pain user. He needs to win 2 more.
Yeah, HD, that's so true. I mean, it's essential right now, I feel, for NesTea to win this game. I mean,
well, either player to win this game, really.
Yeah, but if NesTea loses 2 in a row, it's so difficult to recover in a best-of-5 after you've gone down 2 games immediately. But he does have the confidence of having already beaten Squirtle once, so he knows he can do it. The question is, you know, how much has the fatigue worn him down? What is his mental state after that last best-of-5? We'll just have to see.
All right, well, it looks like NesTea is not going to go for that 10 pool that he opted for on Antigua Shipyard. He's going to start to collect up to 14 supply, might go up to 15, and then drop a hatchery note. He's going to go for spawning pool first, and that is the safest way to go up against Protoss. You really don't want to throw a hatchery at your natural, because Forge Fast Expanse can crush that with a simple pylon and a cannon hidden in the Fog of War.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It doesn't even have to be hidden in the Fog of War. They can just put up pylons all around your mineral line, block them in, build cannons, and essentially it's very difficult for a Zerg to 15 hatch against Protoss. Some players say that there's no point in even really trying it, but
there are some Zergs that do, though.
Oh, it's having a resurgence, actually. Zergs are starting to once again 15 hatch against Protoss, pulling the proper amount of drones and blocking the spots where a Protoss player would normally put cannons or pylons. You just have to be very careful.
Now, if I recall correctly, NesTea and Squirtle played on this same exact map in Game 3 of their set this morning, and what happened was NesTea ended up going for, actually, I believe he got attacked by Dark Templar, if I'm correct. And, looks like the probe did get picked off before it could kill the drone. But I believe that NesTea was caught by DTs, but NesTea still was able to overcome that and end that game. Remember, guys, ZVP right now, the entire focus really is bum rushing the Protoss with a crap ton of roaches. And will the Protoss hold? Squirtle is a macro Protoss. He is the one that can do it, I think.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
I mean, it's pretty hard. I'll give Protoss that.
Well, I mean, Squirtle has shown that he can hold off the max roach build. We saw him do it on Daybreak. He mixed 4 to 5 Immortals into his Stalker Ball. His force fields were perfect, and he just absolutely decimated it. So who knows? And also on this map, we do see a lot of Zerg players actually go for Mutalisks. There's so much space around the main, there's so much space around the third and the natural that Mutalisks can just really throw a Protoss player off.
We actually have a Roach Warren coming up right now for NesTea.
Relatively early as well.
Early Roach Warren already has been collecting gas for some time, making 3 roaches right now. And do my eyes deceive me, but did we not see a queen at that base?
At which base?
The base that was just shown. I didn't see queen. It was off the creep. Okay. Well, he should be injecting larvae and making a ton of roaches right now, and NesTea certainly has the capability to make plays with these roaches.
It looks like we are going to have an all-in here from NesTea in Game 2. NesTea really...
he sees it,
no.
That scouting probe coming in right in the nick of time. It sees the roaches coming out. It will get destroyed,
this is
but
terrible.
This is so valuable.
This is absolutely terrible for NesTea.
Wow.
I'm not sure why NesTea is not comfortable taking any of these games into the late game. It seems like he's afraid.
Like I said, it could be the fatigue as well. He just doesn't want to play a late game against Squirtle. The last 5 games he played against Alive were all 20 to 30 minutes long. And that's got to put a lot of stress on you. Now, the wall is so tight and secure right now. I don't think a drop of water could fall through there. I don't know how NesTea's going to be able to break this with 3 photon cannons up. He's going to maybe attack the Forge and take that down, but that's a small loss, a small price to pay in order to have your Forge Fast Expand secured.
Well. hold on here. He is going to be able to take out the Forge. He has been droning up behind this, so his economy will be decent. He might be able to pick off that gateway if he heads back. I'm not sure why he's running from that single stalker right now.
Right.
But look how many cannons he forced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cannons right now. So
that's absolutely true.
That's a pretty... Oh, he canceled one of them, so only 4 cannons. You know, Squirtle was forced to make a considerable investment there, and here we have a Stargate from Squirtle in the main, so we're more than likely going to see that a few of those Phoenix come out, and then perhaps a Void Ray try and get in there, pick off some Queens, pick off some drones.
Well, this is really intelligent, I feel like, Pain-User, because getting the Stargate right now, he knows that NesTea opened up with the Roach Zergling play. He's not going to have that much anti-air. The Void Rays and Phoenixes can do a lot of damage, and it really comes down to how much Chrono Boost energy he's going to expend on this. Remember, he really doesn't have anything else. He's just got 1 or 2 gateways at the front door. He's going to be investing quite a bit into this Stargate, and we'll see what kind of damage he can do. That Overlord might get picked off as well, and that's going to put NesTea under supply, as he's already capped right now at 60, and there is a Void Ray as the very first unit on the way.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how I feel about this opener from NesTea. I don't think he did enough damage, and I think he invested a lot of money in an attempt to break the front there.
Yeah.
But we're at the 8-minute 30-second mark right now, and he's actually behind on drones. It was 40 to 41, so Squirtle really just sitting very pretty as far as the macroeconomic game is concerned.
I think Squirtle is, you mean Squirtle? Squirtle is doing
Squirtle's sitting pretty.
Fantastic job right now on 2 bases. You know, he held off that Roachling aggression. He sealed it off with a lot of cannons, maybe a bit of an overinvestment in cannons, but you know what? It's better safe than sorry. He can macro off these 2 bases. The sentries are going to get caught, though, and force field's coming out.
Oh,
One
wow.
sentry drops, but you know what? Even if NesTea loses these Zerglings, at least he forced these sentries to expend energy, and that's always a decent thing to do.
Absolutely. And now he's going to follow this up with these Roaches. Might be able to pick off a single sentry here. Looks like he will. It's going to be close. Can he get it? Yes, another sentry goes down. And like you said, very important.
Oh, that's a nice spot for a pylon.
Oh, indeed.
Warp in shenanigans
definitely going to warp in some zealots there. Warp gate technology on these 2 gateways. They will be warp gates. He's going to warp in some zealots there any second now.
And it looks like the extractor was just picked off. Squirtle killing off some of the gas intake for NesTea, and that's huge because you really need that gas in order to get up to Spire. Should you choose to go for Mutas and Corruptors to combat Void Rays and Phoenix, that Queen will drop, as well as Spore Crawler, changing targets and going after the Phoenix, and the Void Ray will make it out alive.
That Void Ray almost went down right there.
Yeah.
That was very close, but I'm actually surprised that Squirtle didn't try and warp in zealots at the 3rd at the same time while he was harassing the main.
Yeah. That's a good point. He could have done a double-pronged harass.
He hasn't yet utilized the pylon, and I'm not sure what he's waiting for.
Well, he could be saving it for a rainy day. We'll just have to see. 3 Phoenixes now will pick off another Overlord in the middle of the map. That's the advantage you really get. When you open up with the Stargate, you can contain and control the map with your air units, and here comes those 3 Zealots warping in from the pylon. They're gonna go after the drones. And the Phoenix is lifting off the Queen. That Queen will almost certainly drop with the help of the Void Rays. Zealots is really slicing these drones up as well. And NesTea has got to try to keep as many drones here alive as he can, but he doesn't have enough anti-air to deal with that Void Ray. He has no anti-air except for the Spore Crawler.
All he has right now is that single Spore Crawler, but, he's going to lose some additional Roaches here. More Zealots are being warped in right now. NesTea needs to make a hold here. He does have some units coming in right now as we speak. 15 Roaches in production, but how many drones have been lost? Only 6 thus far.
Void Ray goes down at the last second. Big plays by NesTea, because now the firepower from air to ground is going to be significantly weakened. It's just Phoenix now, in fact, and it looks like the Phoenixes will be warded away. Of course, just raw numbers of Phoenix is still a threat to the Zerg because it can camp Overlords, it can pick off Overlords and keep NesTea under supply, and it can be an extreme detriment, really, to the late game for NesTea.
Now, talk about a beautiful hold right there. I mean, NesTea hardly took any damage. He finds the pylon, gonna be able to clear that out, and he only lost 8 drones that entire time. He was able to micro his drones away from the Zealots. He wasn't using them to fight. He had just enough units, and here we have the Phoenixes making their way into the main for a bit of harassment. No, they're gonna pull out immediately. And where are these roaches headed? They do not have speed yet.
You know what I really like here from Squirtle too is by revealing all these Phoenixes and Void Rays, he's forced NesTea to throw down a Hydralisk Den, and he does have a Spire on the way as well, but these Hydras, if NesTea decides to actually make any, are going to be absolutely shredded by the Colossus that are currently on the way. Thermal Lance is about to finish as well. And I think NesTea here, being wise, he's not really making any Hydras, and he's going to wait for the Spire to finish before he starts to eat up the banked gas he's got. He's got 900 minerals, 900 gas, 1,000 now in fact, and that's when he's going to need to make Corruptors, and he's going to need to make them very quickly. 27 larvae saved up as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Squirtle might actually be launching a push here. He's moving across the midfield, and it looks like NesTea might try for an engage. Force field's going down. Will be able to pick off some of those roaches on the way, but NesTea needs to be careful. This push from Squirtle could be quite devastating.
Yeah, he lost a couple of roaches there, nothing too serious. NesTea now is going to have to get a lot of Corruptors out. He's opted to go for Mutas rather than Corruptors, and that you can also use Mutas to pick off the Colossi as well, but the problem here is that there are Phoenix on the field. Granted, there's only a handful, maybe 3 or 4, but the Phoenix can still do all that damage, and there's a Fleet Beacon on the way, so we might see that new air upgrade for Phoenix, and that allows them to absolutely outrange the Mutalisks.
Ooh. Nice force fields there from Squirtle, gonna allow him to pick off some additional roaches here. Hydra's getting picked off as well. NesTea just throwing away units right now. I'm not sure, it's a little bit haphazard. He's not focusing on his units. He's not aware of where his units are and what they're engaging. He's now using his Mutalisks to try and engage in the main, but there's already Stalkers ready and waiting. And Squirtle just absolutely having his number. He's also getting that air upgrade.
Yeah, we have the new air range upgrade for the Phoenix coming out. Last time I actually saw this for my high-profile match was White Rum versus Stefano from South by Southwest. And those new Phoenixes, when they get that range upgrade, they're very, very powerful. Mutalisks don't even stand a chance. They already had a hard enough time before. Now the Phoenix can absolutely get, I think it's 4 to 6 range. That's absolutely huge. And NesTea is going to probably want to transition into an infestation pit here. Get some infestors out because fungal growth can dominate the Phoenix. Or he could also start to make some more Corruptors as well, because right now I really don't, I'm not feeling too solid about those Mutas, man.
No, neither am I. I feel like Squirtle is playing so well right now. He will depower that Stargate just for a little bit, prevents one Phoenix from coming out, and that will waste a little bit of a Chrono Boost there, but these Phoenixes, like you said, once they get that +1 range, which they already have, they're also getting +1 attack, and it looks like he's actually making a push for NesTea's 4th here. NesTea doesn't have any units in sight. It looks like he's just going to concede the 4th. He's trying to go for a Ling run by. They're not going to make it into the main. Actually, no, they are going to make it into the main. And here we go. Mutas going heads up against Phoenixes.
Going to eat the Mutalisks up unless Squirtle messes up the micro. He actually took some damage right there. The key here is keeping the Phoenix away from the range of the Mutas, which is pretty easy to do once you have that range upgrade. But meanwhile, all of the crawlers going down here as Squirtle is vaporizing everything. And NesTea doesn't have anything going back home to deal with that. He's trying to use his Mutas to whittle down the Phoenix number. Pretty good job from him right there. But what about his bases? He's losing his 4th. He's losing the macro hatch. The Mutas trying to come back here. Do you think that NesTea can make a hold here?
I don't know. I really don't think he has anything to deal with the standing army of Squirtle. Squirtle's standing army is just far too strong. NesTea's going to lose his lair here. He's going to lose his natural and position, and Squirtle continuously dropping force fields on the ramp to prevent reinforcements. He's segregating the main and the natural. This is just disastrous for NesTea. This is disastrous.
Oh, Taylor, he just lost the Spire. That's a huge blow. He can't even make Mutalisks and, more importantly, Corruptors now to help get the Phoenix number down and, of course, control the Colossi. He's just going to rely purely on Muta Zergling at this point, and oh man, he is so backed up into a corner. He's going to try to send these Mutas and Zerglings in right now. Will he have enough to take out this army, Pain User?
I don't think so. He might. That's a lot of Mutalisks, but the Phoenix joined the party, and the offensive blink, and there it is. GG is called.
Wow. NesTea here, dropping a couple of games to Squirtle already.
Yeah,
and,
I mean...
This is a little shocking. I have to say I was a little surprised that NesTea dropped the set to Alive as well, because Alive, while he's a magnificent Terran, he's known that his TVZ is kind of